objects you pick up are sometimes really weird. And I don't know if you're supposed to use all of them eventually, or if you just can pick up like a bunch of different objects and you only use a few. I don't know how it works yet. But it's really,
No, I completely disagree.
well, that's your opinion, I guess. A Lover's Note, number 3. I found this old letter this morning whilst I was sorting through all your old things. I'd completely forgotten that we had done this all those years ago. I don't know why I'm writing this. You are gone now, and I have to accept that. I have to. I am 89 and can barely write properly. I am no use to anyone without you. Everything here has changed. No matter what happens, I will never forget your radiant face. And even though part of the school was built over where we buried the capsule, I still remember the code. Your birthday, of course. 0911. I miss you so much. Let's go to the attic. Okay, so it looks like we're doing this completely backwards. A Lover's Note number 2. My dear Tom, of course I shall help you with your time capsule. It's wonderful and romantic and exciting. I also feel that the love that we have is different to all the other couples. Their arguments and squabbles showing that we must have something unique. I've never felt this way about anyone else in the world. I wish we could be with each other all the time. Do you want to meet me this evening by the old oak tree, down from the church near the edge of the cliff? It will be the perfect place to bury the capsule. Bring the things you want to put in it, and a box to use. Love with all my heart. Your Juniper Berry. So they decided to do a time capsule together. It's interesting. Okay.
Hey, how you holding up? I got the message. You don't sound yourself when you're in there. I still can't shake this feeling that this whole thing is a bad idea. But I guess you need this. I don't know.
I'm wondering why I need this. Because this just seems like a bad idea. Am I trying to hide from my own memories, maybe? I don't know. Pill bottle. Okay. So we have a bunch of liquor bottles, and we have pills. We have a tea set. I really don't know what we're going to use all these items for, but, you know, whatever. I'm actually really enjoying this game so far. It's been a lot of fun. Trying to piece all this stuff together. I'm really bad at piecing stuff together, but, you know, it's been fun. There's a note. Guessing this is the first love letter. Yep. A Lover's Note number 1. My love, I want us to do something together that can last forever. Something that someone in the future can find one day and understand the feelings that we have for one another. I'm fed up of all the normal stuff that people do when they date. I feel like we are different, that our love is deeper than the rest in some way, something important. I thought that we could create a time capsule of all the things that we hold dear for one another, from letters to treasured items. Bury it somewhere special, somewhere that it will remain safe for hundreds of years to come. What do you think? Write back, Tom. Well, we already know that she actually liked the idea and they buried a time capsule. And I'm guessing she died before he did, which is sad. Another memory.
You know, I am sorry about before, the relapse and all. Just remember, it's incredibly important that we trust each other. Don't worry too much about her brain. I'll be monitoring it on my end to ensure that no severe damage is caused during your visit.
I'm wondering if we're deleting the parts that you don't want her to share. Because let's face it, if you can go into somebody's memory and alter it, you know somebody's going to use that for the wrong reasons. I'm just hoping we're not too far into this. Hoping there's some form of redemption. Yeah, well, there's another memory piece right there.
Did I ever tell you about an odd colleague of mine who experimented with brain cell transplants? Taking them from one memory and surgically implanting them into another. An attempt to reconfigure their minds, he said. Fascinating stuff, really. Imagine what we could do with that level of scientific freedom.
I don't want to think about that, honestly. That you're altering people's minds to get the outcomes you want. People could just use that in the wrong way. We have 2 teapots, a tea kettle over there. We have 3 teacups. We have a bunch of liquor, some pill bottles. I really don't know what we're trying to do here.
The tone, the rhythm, just listening to that melody would never get old.
What melody? Inspirations. Stood in the center of the market, I can hear the potential for my new communication system. Imagine long-distance conversations bringing everyone closer together, family, friends, and business. We all love to talk, to discuss ideas, and to hear loved ones' voices. Stood in the center of the market, I hear conversations. Susan Shirax talks to Jan Hemingway about Matthew Lewis and his charming manners with the ladies. Dr. Foster commandeers in his doctoral manner to Howard Peterson that at his age he really should quit smoking. George Thornton tells his daughter Jean that if she is good today, he will buy her some sweets from the market. Conversation is king here, and everywhere. And if my system can work, then it can be king in the home, connecting us all together. Well, there's a letter. Somehow I missed it. Theft report. In the early hours of Sunday morning, Mr. Thompson and Mr. Penman stole a shipment of J.D. Taylor's locally brewed beer from the J.D. Taylor warehouse. The 2 scoundrels, rather than instinctively selling the shipment, slunk off to a secret storage house upon the dock, where they proceeded to drink the majority of their haul's contents. An alert was brought to the station at 4 o'clock Monday morning when neighboring residents began to complain about the horrendous singing that was coming from within the storage house. By the time we appeared on the scene, both perpetrators had fallen fast asleep over their precious goods. Arrests and charges followed in due course. Some people don't have any brains. Yep. Pinwheel Post, May 2nd, 1966. Disaster. Mine collapse kills 23. Wow, okay, so it killed 23 people. Yesterday, a terrible accident occurred deep within Brimcliff Mine, killing 23 of its workers. A chilling explosion rang throughout the village and could be heard as far away as Devlin. In a routine expansion of the tunnel deep underneath the surface, what should have been a general and safe explosion went terribly wrong when it detonated, causing a severe cave-in, trapping 23 men. The rock collapse had extended to the seabed high up above, causing the chamber to flood, killing all that were inside. Reports that Warden Mr. R. Burton was incapacitated at the time and could not communicate with Mr. Remo. The evacuation officer have raised major concerns that this could have been prevented. Wow. Tuesday's handover. Hi, Jan. All cashing up has been complete and the books have been filled out. I have replaced some of the stock on the shop floor with our reserves and have ensured that outgoing mail is ready for delivery. The parcel situation, however, has not lessened. I know we hired Matthew as a temp to aid us, but I feel that the work is still not getting done, even after the chat you had with him last week. I heard from Doris Farrell that he had been in the crow's nest every night this week, chatting up Elaine Gregson. Bit brave, if you ask me. I heard she was a bit of a tough one. I'll see you when I am home. Philip. In this episode, we find out that the mine collapse killed 23 people, that an explosion caused a cave-in, and then after the cave-in, it was flooded. So anybody who had found some place in the cave-in that was okay, that drowned. So that was like a double whammy. We also found out about Tom and this girl. I don't think the girl's name was mentioned. They just called her Juniper Berry. They wrote letters back and forth discussing a time capsule. And they swore their love was different and it was the end-all be-all to all love and happiness and whatnot. Phyllis also talked about scientific freedom, about altering memory and stuff like that, so that kind of raised a red flag with me. I think that's it for this episode. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.